Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Guman-Singh. Topping our newscast tonight, over the weekend, St. Thomas was rocked by news of a double homicide that occurred at Anna's Retreat, one that cost 2 lives. The bodies of 2 victims. The 2 victims were found in a vehicle Friday night, but the fact that the victims were again young people stirred strong reaction from the community. News 2's April Knight has that story.
11 victims. That's the total number of homicides in the territory for 2014 so far, and many fear that the count might continue to rise. The latest victims were 2 young people. 18-year-old Taquana Petty had just graduated from high school. Her Facebook page is written with posts from friends still in shock at her death. 20-year-old Jaquan Morel had survived another shooting not even 3 months ago, taking 2 bullets in the legs and 1 in the chest. But his passenger, Keyshawn Doyling, died. The latest shooting took Morel's life and that of Taquana Petty.
Police officers were dispatched to a call of multiple shots fired and discovered a blue Suzuki Esteem with gunshot damage. Detectives said Morel and Petty were driving on the Anna's Retreat roadway, which overlooks Tutu High-Rise, when they were fired upon by an unknown number of assailants. Morel was taken by ambulance to the Schneider Regional Medical Center, where he later died from his injuries. Petty was found in the passenger seat. Medical personnel on the scene said this victim had no vital signs.
Some residents were concerned that the shootings might affect the coming Carnival celebrations. But there are those who feel that the homicides were so outrageous, worrying about Carnival seems out of place. The Virgin Islands homicide rate dropped last year to about 32 per population of 100,000. That's down from 59 in 2012. Still, to those who knew victims like Petty and Morel, one homicide is one too many. Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
Meanwhile, Police Commissioner released a statement late Monday afternoon condemning the Friday shooting. The commissioner calls on the community once again to help police by giving any information that can help bring justice to the victims.
It is my belief that this was again due to someone retaliating against someone else for something that occurred prior. It is like life really means nothing to them, and its attitude is, so what if anyone is present or gets injured or killed? The only way we as a people are going to change this is by all of us doing our part. I'm asking those of you who are directly involved in the crime that is taking place, or those of you who may be associated with these individuals, to please do your part and say something before someone else loses their life.
Be sure to count on 2 to keep you updated. The community should not be alarmed if they see blue response vehicles in the Frederiksted area between the hours of 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, April 15th. The 23rd Weapons of Mass Destruction Civil Support Team will conduct training at Hams Bluff. Motorists are asked to observe safety and road rules when they encounter a grouping of military vehicles on the roadways of St. Croix. The training, held by U.S. Army North, is a certification requirement. It observes and rates the unit's ability to respond to a chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, or explosive incident. Senator Craig Brashinger is pushing an idea that he says, if acted on, will power St. Croix and do away with the gap for renewable energies. And of course, it will help lower utility costs for residents and businesses in the process. News 2's Erica Parsons has more.
We're already at the cap, which shows how incredibly successful our move into renewable energy is.
Senator Craig Barshinger has been pushing for a pumped hydroelectric plant on St. Croix.
Pumped hydroelectric storage allows us to use the energy that we have during the day, or there's sun or wind, to pump water uphill about 800 to 1,000 feet. Then when we need it during the night or during a cloudy period, to allow that water to run back down and we get that energy back.
The senator said he actually looked at the technology 2 years ago. It's the only utility scale storage method that's immediately available.
We know that it's technically feasible. I'd like to see it for 2 reasons. One is it would remove all the caps for renewable energy, and second, it would put a lot of people to work with the exact same skill sets as Hovensa has left without work.
Barshinger sent the results of his findings to Governor DeYoung last year and asked the governor for help writing to the Department of Interior to begin the process.
My belief is that the Department of Interior will never give us free money to pay for our exorbitant electric bills, but I believe that they would give us substantial grants in terms of money and technical expertise in order to allow us to become a leader.
According to Barshinger, the project could be implemented in as little as 3 years if the VI makes the commitment. Although Barshinger is still waiting for a response from the governor's office, he said it's time to act to help bring electric rates from over 50 cents per kilowatt hour down to around 20 cents per kilowatt hour.
This was done in the Roosevelt administration during the Great Depression when they built Hoover Dam. They invested then at a time when times were tough, and we've been getting energy from Hoover Dam for over 70 years.
While the pumped hydro idea may be stalled in its tracks, Barshinger hopes gubernatorial hopefuls will take a real look at it as an answer for St. Croix. Erica Parsons, News 2.
News 2 did contact WAPA and the governor's office for comment, but we didn't receive a response by News Time. Well, the deadline to file for your 2013 income tax return is tomorrow, Tuesday, April 15th. And as we've been doing, here are a few helpful tips directly from the Director of Internal Revenue to assist you in the process.
It's really important that you sign and date your return. That's always tip number one. If we get a return that's not signed, we won't be able to process it. And it would hold up the processing of your return, which will hold up the processing of your refund. To accommodate the April 15th rush, we're going to have extended hours on the 14th and the 15th, starting from 7 in the morning to 9 at night.
We'll turn our attention overseas. Violence continues to spread throughout eastern Ukraine as armed militants seize government buildings and demand the freedom to join Russia. Craig Boswell has the latest from the State Department.
Armed militants stormed police headquarters in the eastern Ukraine city of Horlovka and then raised the Russian flag. Pro-Russian forces have captured more than a dozen buildings in the region and have blockaded many of them in the face of a deadline from the Ukrainian government for insurgents to give up their weapons. The insurgents are calling on Moscow to send troops and incorporate eastern Ukraine into Russia. Russia's government says the violence is further proof that Ukraine cannot control its people and that the country is headed toward a civil war. Ukraine's acting president is asking the United Nations to send peacekeepers to the region, but the Security Council would have to vote to authorize the action, and Russia holds a veto. U.S. officials say the violence in eastern Ukraine is well coordinated, too coordinated to come from a ragtag group of separatist rebels.
All evidence points to the likelihood that these are individuals with strong ties to the Russian government who are causing these conflicts in eastern Ukraine.
The Obama administration says Russia is using the same tactics in eastern Ukraine that it used to annex Crimea last month. The European Union is expanding its sanctions against Russia in response to this weekend's violence. The U.S. is considering tougher sanctions as well. Craig Boswell for CBS News, the State Department.
Good afternoon.
And keeping our eye on the economy, here's a look at our New York Stock Exchange with our Stock Market Watch. The Dow, Nasdaq, S&P all up. The Dow 146, Nasdaq 22, S&P 14. Coming up on News 2, the biggest fete ever seen. Yes, Carnival events are underway. A young princess of Carnival was crowned on Sunday. We'll have some highlights from the show, plus a list of events coming up and a message about safety to keep in mind during the season. Keep it right here. We'll be right back. And Carnival is officially underway with the crowning of the new Virgin Islands Carnival Princess. All three contestants dazzled the audience with their high-energy performances and intellectual speaking, but it was Shania Bacon who captured the spot in history. News 2's Shanika Robinson has all the highlights.
Your 2014 Carnival Princess is contestant number 2, Shania Bacon.
The crowd erupted as Shania Bacon was crowned the 2014-2015 Virgin Islands Carnival Princess. Bacon wowed the crowd with her high-energy modeling routines and her angelic voice during the talent segment. Rochelle Lanclose kept the crowd's attention as she strutted in her high-fashion cultural wear and commanded the stage during her acrobatic talent routine. Camilela John took the audience back to the origin of Madras during her culture wear and depicted the talents of several former Carnival queens as she represented the trophy on the VI Carnival commemorative booklet. The high-energy performances during sportswear kept the audience on their feet, and the grace and poise during the evening wear segment displayed the true essence of Virgin Islands beauty.
I present to you Shania Bacon, contestant number 2. In this two-tone sequence ball gown in white and fuchsia.
Rochelle Lanclose took home the Miss Photogenic Award, while Camilela took home the Miss Cooperative title. Princess Shania Bacon took home Miss Congeniality, Best Sportswear, Best Cultural Madras, Best Talent, Best Evening Wear, and Miss Intellect. As a former St. John Carnival Princess, her stellar performance landed her yet another spot in Virgin Islands history.
It feels amazing. I was excited and I had to do my best, and I tried and I had a full of personality. Have a safe carnival and enjoy your village. Thank you.
Shaniqua Robinson reporting for News 2.
Well, congratulations to Shania and all the other contestants. Well, next weekend, it's the Queen Selection Show, Saturday, April 19th, 8 p.m. The young ones hit the red carpet for the Toddlers Derby. That's Sunday, April 20th at 5 p.m. That event also includes the Best Dressed Doll competition and the traditional games at the Lionel Roberts Stadium. On April 21st, on St. Thomas, the Royal Leicester Schneider Hospital's lobby area will be transformed for the annual pre-carnival celebration. That's at 6 p.m. Tuesday, April 22nd, is the Junior Calypso competition. The young ones get creative with their lyrics on their songs. That's at 8 p.m. Wednesday, it's the Cultural Night, King and Queen of the Bands. That's at 8 p.m. Thursday, the older Calypsonians compete. Then Friday, April 25th, it's the opening of the Royal Palm Carnival Village, 6 p.m. at the Fort Christian parking lot with a ribbon cutting and ceremony honoring Percival Percy Taylor and David Dee Sharp Dawson. Well, meanwhile, residents are encouraged to have fun safely during Carnival. Here's an advisory for motorists from the Carnival Committee. The Fort Christian parking lot will be closed on April 17th to May 11th. Motorists that utilize the parking area, they are directed towards the downtown area for parking. The VIPD will be lenient when it comes to the parking of vehicles in the downtown and surrounding areas during the dates that the parking lot is closed. However, parking in violation of restrictions will not be tolerated. Motorists are advised to drive at the posted speed limit at all times and to be alert and drive with care and caution due to the large number of pedestrians during the general time frame of Carnival. Meanwhile, pedestrians are encouraged to utilize the crosswalks and comply with the crossing guards. We'll have some more Carnival safety tips later on in the week. More than 60 students tried their hand at creating simple and fun dishes Saturday using local foods. It was all part of St. Croix Food and Wine Experience's last events, the annual Kids Cooking. Celebrity chefs teamed up and had the students make an avocado berry parfait and a hummingbird sour drink.
When you pick your own food, you grow it, and you know where it comes from, you know, it's nourishing to the body, and you don't know about those free radicals and, you know, things that are not good for you that you're putting into you. So our kids should learn to eat locally and use things like the sour orange, which go unused, you know.
We are sicker than we've ever been in the history of humanity, and it's really important to reconnect these children here with whole foods, foods that grow locally. It helps the economy, it helps our society.
I think the best thing about this is that all of our chefs, our local celebrity chefs, and we have Todd Gray, they have really been reinforcing how important it is to use local ingredients, and so we're also supporting agriculture.
Congratulations to all the young chefs. Well, be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.